All right, guys. Well, welcome our one live person to our information call about the rapid relief technique. For those of you watching it on replay, if you have questions at all, just email the team at support@heyyouhuman.com and they can go ahead and answer anything for you. If you're live right now, if you're live, you can ask any questions as we're going through this, and I will get them answered for you guys. So I'm going to break this down. Hopefully we should be, I'm hoping 30 minutes, somewhere around there. I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of where the world is at, what's happening, why this technique is really important. I'm going to talk a little bit about how it's different than everything else that's out there, how it impacted my life, how it's impacted the tens of thousands of people who we have shared it with, and how it can really create a difference for you in your business. Oh, we have Melissa on, our CEO over at Hey You Human. So first and foremost, if I am new to you, my name is Sarah Longoria. I am the creator and founder of Hey You Human and also of the rapid relief technique. And as I talk a little bit more about the rapid relief technique, you will come to discover that it is not necessarily something that, a lot of times techniques come out of taking different things and putting them together. This was really something I kind of discovered in a way in my own journey of really wanting more out of this life. So when we look at the world right now and how the world is kind of going, what we really see is really a restlessness with humanity, right? I think that those of you who are here now and those of you watching this on replay can kind of agree that a lot of us are looking at the world right now and we're like, what is happening? Like, what is happening? And a lot of the things that we have been doing for a long time aren't working anymore. Therapy, repression of our emotions, a lot of the things we've been doing for a long time, positive thinking, all sorts of stuff isn't working like it once did for us. And we're kind of all on these up and downs, these roller coaster rides of life, wondering like, what am I missing here? And that's very much where I was at in my life. And to give you a little bit of background on me, my background's in biomedical science and neurophysiology. I very much kind of cut my teeth in the very science world, in the like kind of medical research, that world, and then really got into kind of a lot of the energy world. Became an energy medicine practitioner, an EFT practitioner. I'm certified in breath work, all sorts of stuff, really trying to understand kind of this unsatisfaction that I was having with life. This like, why is life so freaking hard? Why are humans having such a hard time here? I really don't think this is the way. And when you look at the goal of human, for the first million years we have been here or so, it really has been to populate this earth, to be productive in building almost like little ants, you guys. We've been like little ants for the past million years, right? Like, let's get it done, guys. Let's become the superpower of this earth, right? There was a time when the tigers ate us. And eventually we were like, oh my God, how do we stop the tigers from eating us? Okay, well, we get faster, we get stronger, we get so many of us that nothing can stop us. We build buildings, we do all of this. We are the quintessential conquerors. We were like, we are going to be the strongest, the most awesomest species that ever existed. And we're going to populate ourselves to the max. And we have done that. We've done it. And I think now we're in a place in humanity where we're sitting there, not all of us, but a lot of us going, well, what's next? We did it. And we're starting to say, well, what's next? Well, I think maybe like we should stop killing each other. Maybe we should stop conquering. Maybe we should stop enslaving. Maybe we should start looking towards more like actual equality. Maybe we should figure out how to not be disease ridden. Like all of a sudden we have all these new goals. Maybe we should find out how to actually feel safe and free and abundant, right? We have all these new goals. But a lot of the things we're using to try to get to the new goals are the things we did to accomplish the first goals. We're trying to talk it out. We're trying to just focus on where we want to go. We're trying to just produce, and go, go, go. And we're hitting a wall. We're like the fly that's trying to get out the window, and it just keeps hitting its window until it dies, when all it needs to turn around and go, oh, there's a whole other world over here. Oh, silly me. So in order to do that, we need new understandings. We need new techniques. We need new ways to start working with this human body. And that's what Hey You Human is all about. We are all about human development. And we have really created an entirely new industry per se. You know, coaching, mentoring, personal development, all of that is a wonderful space, but that's all goal oriented. It's all achievement oriented, which there's nothing wrong with achieving and succeeding and all of that. But what we're looking to do is look more at the welfare of humanity and say, are people feeling free? Do people have access to opportunities? Are people's well-being truly being met? And in order to do that, we have to look at the human a little bit different. We have to look at not how do we succeed, how do we achieve, but do you feel free inside no matter where you are in life? Do you feel safe? Do you feel whole? Do you feel connected? Do you feel loved? Do you feel worthy? Do you feel deserving? And those are the things that we're really looking at when it comes to Hey You Human, on how do we solve those issues? Because when you solve those issues, you solve every other issue on the planet. All of them will be solved when we have a humanity that feels worthy, deserving, loved, connected, safe, and free. We won't have the issues that we have. And so currently we're looking at the world saying, oh my God, how do we solve this? 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 When we actually will continue to repeat every problem we have until we solve this one, the human problem. We're the problem. It's not global warming that's the problem. It's not money that's the problem. It's not inequality that's the problem. We're the problem. We're creating it all. And we're going to continue just repeating, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, until we actually start addressing what's really going on in here. And this is really where the rapid relief technique comes in. Now, there are definitely techniques out there that do this. Like one of the things I, came across recently and got certified in was breath work, because I really loved that it really allows the emotion to come up and out of you. And really, through my research and my work with people, what I've learned is that emotions are the key to our evolution. They're the key to our evolution, period. End of story. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, do I believe that as we evolve as humans, we're going to get to a point where like the emotions aren't going to be as crazy? I do. I think we're in a space right now where we're really evolving. We came from animals, guys, don't forget. We used to like get angry and go eat each other. Like that was what we did. And parts of that still live in our DNA and in us. And so we still have those big emotional things that happen. And in our civilized society now, we are really being taught to not deal with it. We're really being kept from our emotion. And this happens in all forms. And this is one of the reasons we've really been separating ourselves from a lot of the personal development world and the coaching and mentoring world, because a lot of that's very mindset focused, which is don't look at the emotions. Just keep looking positive. Don't fall down the rabbit hole. You don't want to look. And sometimes they let you get a little bit into it. They're like, oh, like feel the emotion, let it out, and then stop. That was enough. And I even see this with a lot of the breath work stuff where it's like, okay, lay down on the mat, get your breath work stuff out, get the emotions out, and then like, you're done. You got it out, move on, you're done. That's not how we work. That's not how we operate. I also see what's happening a lot in a lot of the other industries is not going deep enough. People kind of scratch the surface with the emotions. Like you kind of get in there, but once you get to the real scary stuff, it's like, oh, this is too much. Okay, let's revert back and try to think where we need to unravel as humans. Many of us need to unravel. And I'm sure if you are here and either our live people or you're watching this on replay, there's something about this that you know, like this is like, oh yeah, I know, like we do, emotions are important, and they are, and this isn't just like some cockamamie stuff we've just decided to think up. This is researched and scientific. Like our neuropeptides control everything, and what controls our neuropeptides is our emotions. Now we think our emotions are just able to be surfacely changed, and then that can control that. That's very much the research. Like if you're a Joe Dispenza follower or somebody like that, that's very much a lot of his research. But he didn't research the other side, which was what's happening with the negative emotions. Are they actually leaving your body, or are they just staying? And they're staying. You can try to put a positive spin on things, but that feeling that you had that you never processed never went anywhere. It's still there. And as long as it's still there, it's going to be continuing to cause and wreak havoc within your body. And we're not going to be able to get to where we want to go as humans. And so the rapid relief technique for me was the key to all of this. And I'll give you real quick, how I kind of discovered it. But this was when I was an EFT practitioner, and the tapping for me got some relief, but there were a few things that I did not like about it. I didn't like that, one, you often had to have a script, right? It was like you needed someone to tell you what to say. And if you didn't have that, you kind of could do it yourself, but it was more along the lines of just saying kind of what you wanted to happen. Like, I'm releasing this anger. I'm feeling so angry, like, I'm wanting things to be this way. It worked. I also didn't love the first thing you had to do, which was like, I am so loved. I'm like, why am I putting good stuff into me right now? And like, I'm wanting to like get all of this icky out of me. Like, there was just some disconnects for me with the regular tapping. And then one day, my son very much triggered me. And before that, I had actually kind of put an ask out to the universe. And I was like, look, I feel like as humans, we're ready for the next thing. We're ready for the next understanding. Like, give it to us. And furthermore, help us. Any way you give it to us, do it in a way that it's not dependent on other people. Like, this is the thing. Like, I love a great breathwork session, but like, you got to plan for that, guys. Like, I got to go to like a breathwork practitioner. I got to have my space. I got to make sure nobody's around so that I can scream and yell for a good hour. I got to make sure I got nothing going on for at least the hour and a half afterwards, because I'm going to be like, what just happened for a little while afterwards. I got to take my eyelashes off, like it's like there's like a prep. There's all this stuff. It's the same thing with a lot of the other techniques out, the rapid resolution therapy stuff, the EMDR, all of this. Like, you have to, always have a practitioner. You have to go meet with somebody. You have to have a thing. And you know what? That's not bad. These are all modalities that serve purposes. But where the rapid relief technique comes in for you and your life and for your clients is it's very much the in-between. It is something anybody can do at any time, anywhere. And it is amazing in that regard. It is simple, it is easy, and it helps people have such liberation so quickly. Now, the difference with the tapping, the regular EFT or TFT tapping, is that we teach people to use what's actually happening in their life, the big triggers, and to really say and feel what they need to say and feel. And that's something that we're not seeing really being taught in a lot of things, right? Mostly we're still trying to logic it out of our head. We're trying to think positive. We're maybe letting ourselves feel it a little bit. But really, what we teach, and it takes a while to get our practitioners there. It also takes a moment to get people there. And so the practitioner has a place with their clients, because you got to get them there first. You got to get them understanding and opening up to this process. But once they do, your work with them speeds so fast, because now it's not, okay, we met, we did the thing, off you go, hold in your shit all week or 2 weeks until you see me again, and then we'll work through it. It's now, when this comes up, this is what I want you to go into. When this comes up, this is what I want you to go into. And so you start to watch the change in your clients just be so rapid. It's like, oh my God, like, look at how much they're growing. Look at how quickly they're able to, transform. I personally believe that, the mark of a great practitioner is that, like, your client works with you for a year or so and then says, I got this. Like, I'm off. Like, I can do this. And then they have the maintenance work that they can do, and they have it. And then maybe they need to come back because they're like, wait, something's rattling in my head and I'm not getting to the core of it. Like in our membership, we have one-on-one practitioners, and our membership sign up for them all the time, because it's like, wait, this is going on and I can't seem to get to the core of it. And they're like, oh, I see it. And they're like, oh my God, that's it. And then they can go off and they can go into it themselves. And so the way we teach you guys in our certification program is such this beautiful way of, like, interdependency. Like, I'm so sick of so many modalities and the codependency that comes with them. Even therapy, it's like, I gotta go talk to my therapist. Like, we're never going to evolve to where we want to be as humans if we can't teach people to truly be safe with their emotions and their big emotions and their ridiculous emotions on their own. Like, we need to get humanity to a place where they can unravel, they can have an adult temper tantrum, they can go into all of it all by themselves and know that they're safe, know that they're fine, know that this is part of evolution, and be okay. Like, could you imagine a different world sitting in a boardroom? Melissa and I talk about this, like, with our company. Like, there are moments where, like, sometimes I want to reach across the street and punch Melissa in the face. And there are times when she wants to do it to me too. But we operate from a very different level, where I'm able to go, okay, what you just said really, really triggered me. Is this a me thing or is this a you thing? Because this is how I'm seeing it. Like, I'm feeling like what you just said, you said in a this and way. And so then she's able to be like, either, well, yeah, I did say it like that because I'm triggered too and have something, or she's able to go, no, girl, this is a you thing. Because, guys, we see the world through our own experiences and emotions. We all don't see, when you look at the world right now and you're like, how could that person possibly believe that? And I guarantee you've all had those moments. Right now, the world's crazy. And we're looking at it being like, how could you even believe that? Well, because they literally see a different world than you did. Their brain is legitimately programmed to see it differently. And so we have so much crap that goes on in our personal lives and on a global scale, just because we see the world differently. So she may say something to me and she's just literally being like, oh, no. And I'm like, oh, no, you didn't. And it's because I have stuff going on inside of me. Now, if I spew it back at her, now we're in this whole thing and it doesn't work. And if I have to go call my therapist about this, if I have to go do a breathwork session about this, if I have to go like get acupuncture treatment about this, go like, wait, we're going to get anywhere as humans. Jeez Louise, you know, like we gotta do something that's much quicker and more readily available. And this is where the rapid relief technique comes in, because I'm able to go, time out, woman. I'm able to go, I'm able to use the tapping, say the way like I have been trained and know how to get to the core of things and really allow all of it to come out. Now, the interesting thing is that usually, and if you join our certification program and start going through this process with us, because as a certification person, you will get to really work with us to do a lot of this work yourself, because that is probably the key to being the best practitioner, is doing this work yourself. And we pride ourselves on how amazing the transformation is. We have people in our certification program that are like, I just went through this because I wanted to actually like do like the transformative part that you guys really have in this, because like the training calls are so amazing. The practice sessions with the team is so amazing. Like it's just such a beautiful experience. But you know, that's where like the real meat and potatoes are. That's where the transformation really occurs. But then it's at the tip of your fingers. It's at the tip of your fingers. And so, you know, we are just super passionate about really getting this out. You know, the certification is something that we've never really launched it. We don't really talk about it. It's always this thing that's just like behind the scenes. People come into our membership. They love what it's done for their life. And they're like, oh my God, I have a business. I want to come do it. Oh my God, I'm a doctor. I want to take this in. Oh my gosh, you know, and we have even people that aren't even in kind of like the Healy space. Like we have people that are like, I'm a marketing professional and I can't stand how these people that I, you know, are trying to do marketing plans with get all in their head around like, oh God, if I put myself out there. And so they use it in that sense to be like, okay, I'm going to need you to tap on this. But what's really so awesome about this is that it'll take you to the core. So much of our healing is being done several levels up from where we really need to heal. And that's helpful to a sense, but it tends to keep us in kind of a hamster wheel of healing. And I see this a lot in our world, this hamster wheel of healing, because we're not getting to the core. And a lot of the reason we're not getting to the core is because the core is weird. A lot of times the core one is very childhood stuff, right? It's like, oh, you were 3 and your mommy told you no. And that was what was behind all of my turmoil. Now, what? You know, like, it's very much that. It's always interesting to me how often the most traumatic of things are actually the easiest to move through. And like the most non-traumatic of things are the things that like are these core things that like hold us back for so long that we have the most emotional around. But a lot of it too is very ancestral. So a lot of the things that trigger us in this world aren't because they're actually ours. They're actually because you have been handed DNA down from your ancestors of their unprocessed emotions. And so we make sure as practitioners, you understand that and you understand how to take your clients into places to really clear that out. And that's really humanity healing. Like that's collective healing. That's really where we are changing the game and allowing ourselves to really evolve in such a deeper way. So what else do I need to talk about, Melissa? I'm like, that's kind of the rapid relief technique in a nutshell. The way our program works, so we have our level 1 certification, and our level 1 certification, I think, is 8 modules long in terms of the information you get on how to take this to your clients. The prerequisite is doing our foundational course, and that's a 16-week course. And so this is where we really take you through your journey of transformation, of taking you to the depths that you need to go to really understand your humanness, to pull out the gunk, to feel safe. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to feel safe taking a client if you haven't gone deep with yourself. Like we gotta know ourselves and know the stuff we have to clean out before we can really take somebody else through it. And so you go through that, and then you come into our certification, and then we hold practice sessions in our level 1. So we have these amazing practice sessions with the group, with your like kind of cohort that you're going through. 2 of our team members, Ember and Jill, run them, and they're amazing. Like they are absolutely incredible, these practice sessions. Like they're magic. They truly are. And then we have Q&As every week. So with me, usually me, I'm on there to answer questions for you guys, answer questions about what you're learning, even answer like personal questions. Like, we get people that are like, oh my God, so I just went through module 5 and this is what's come up. Like, how do I navigate this? And so it's super powerful because you're able to really heal and learn at the same time. Like it's really, really cool. The way we've set it up to help you guys navigate through it. And then eventually you get certified. I would say, Melissa, what would you say our average time it takes for people? I would say like,
it depends if they've done the foundation or not, but I'd say if you're brand new and you've never done the foundation or the legacy version of it, Unstoppable You, if you have done Unstoppable You, you still have to show completion of the foundation, but it gives you, if you've done Unstoppable You, at least you've done some of the work already. But if you're brand new from start to finish, the foundation and the certification, level 1 certification, I would say allocate 8 to 12 months. It's about a year. It could be faster.
Yeah,
it just really depends on, it really depends on where you're at and your commitment, because to a certain extent, it's self-paced, and sometimes people get stuck and they're like, nah, I'm not going to deal with this and I'll get to it later. At the end of the day, it has a lot to do with yourself. If you're really like committed, it's not at all unreasonable to do it in 6 to 8 months. But sometimes life happens, and that's fine. And so when you're in, if you join the level 1 certification program, you get 12 months in the foundation, in the membership, with all the support. So you are fully supported. There is no reason why you can't get it done. There's no reason why you if you're stuck, that you can't get moved through it. But at the end of the day, it always depends on your willingness to push through.
Yeah. I would say on average, I think people usually it's around like the 6 to 8 month mark is usually for level 1.
For level 1, yeah.
But we really, we take it very seriously. Like there's a lot of certifications, like no offense to like my
I should actually interject. I'm sorry, Sarah. You can get the work done in 6 months, but I think it's getting the practice sessions.
Yeah, you got to get the practice sessions.
And so sometimes it takes a second, like you usually want to get the work done, and then you need to find people to get your practice sessions done. And sometimes, you usually don't want to do that until
the practice sessions is for level 2. They don't have to find people.
I thought they have to do a few practice sessions for level 1.
They do, but we put them together.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But then it's still, you have to find that you have to make sure you're attending the site. Like it's like that piece that that can drag out if you're not like making it a time commitment for yourself. But sorry, you were saying like,
well, I was just
lots of certifications out there.
There's a lot of certifications out there that I just don't think do this work justice. Like, I look at like getting certified in the breath work that I got certified in. And I felt like, you just certified me in that? Like that took like that was 4 days. And then I did like 3 sessions and submitted them. And you just certified me in this? Like, granted, I have extensive stuff in this, but I was thinking to myself, if you were someone brand new, like, holy moly. So some of you that if you're coming into this work and you've done a lot of emotional work already, you will move through it much quicker. If this is kind of your first taste of emotional work, then it might take a moment. But the thing that what I'm trying to say is that our certifications are like nothing out there. They will change your life and they will set the stage for your work to be so transformational. Like, I can't tell you the people that have had, PhDs in therapies and in certain modalities, and they are like, your certification was by far the most thorough, the best training that I have ever witnessed. Like, it really is. Like, we want to make sure that when you guys leave us, you feel confident to do this. You feel transformed. You feel just different and ready to add this into your business, to take this to wherever you want to take this to. And yeah, feel really whole. And it's amazing for your clients, you guys. Like I said, if you're a therapist, if you are a, coach, breathwork practitioner, if you're somebody that does like plant medicine, any of that stuff, who you're really helping people open up, like, this is like your missing tool to hand them, to teach them, to show them, hey, in between, do this. Hey, let me talk to you about this piece. Like, it is such a huge game changer for you in your business. And, we have a lot of people too, like some of our certified people that are like in the medical field. So they do like, we have someone who does like pelvic floor healing with women right after like babies and stuff like this. And she started to bring this in, and she was like, oh my God, like, she's actually doing a whole, like a whole clinical thing on it now to show her hospital the way that her results with her clients have just skyrocketed since implementing this, because now she's brought in the emotional healing side to the physical healing. And it is just like this insanely beautiful pairing. And so it's just, we don't understand our emotions as humans. Like, we really don't. And this certification process is what really teaches you about your emotions and understanding them from a neuropeptide level, from the science behind it level, so that you really start to understand them. Even when it comes to a lot of the things we're doing now with like breath work or whatever it is, like, a lot of times we're still not understanding what's really happening here, or why it's happening. And often we need the integration piece. I love it with breathwork, and we actually brought breathwork into our membership because it often allows you to like get out the emotion, but then you leave and things are still bothering you, and things are this and this, and you didn't fully integrate what the release was about, where the rapid relief technique allows for the integration piece. Now, all of a sudden, you're able to actually integrate the brain with the nervous system, with the neuropeptides, with the DNA. It's like, it brings it all on board. And then it's like, oh, this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense. Let me go to this question here. Leisure on the beach in the sea. I've been with Sarah for a few years. Yay. Like a ding dong. I never finished Unstoppable You. Let's not talk about ourselves like that, friend. It happens. It happens. However, I love paying Sarah, and I get so much from everything she says. I'm 25 years massage therapist, and I'm meant to be sharing my expertise. I feel this is my missing piece. I much keep it with. Yes, this is like you will. You know what we did this time that's different? You have a year. We give you a year for level 1. We give you 2 years if you want to do level 1 and level 2. So we give you a deadline now. You got a deadline. And that seems to work with people. We've also put you into cohorts. So like, you can't just come in at any time anymore. Now it's like, y'all coming in together. You're kind of going through it. It might be a little different for some, but we've made it so that you kind of stay a little bit more on pace, because like, you're a group, we're reminding you, all of that good stuff. So yeah, so it'll be different. I think it'll be a different experience for you guys this time, and you'll like it. But yeah, like, as a massage therapist, I think that would be amazing. Like, that would be amazing. It's like, you have people all the time that have like these things that they go through, and now you're like, okay, hold on. Let me tell you what we're going to do now. Like, we're going to do this, and I want you to go home, and I want you to do this. And it's just, I found a whole package of letters the other day that were sitting here that were like all these like notes people send me that I keep that are just like, oh my God, this has changed so much. Oh my God, I've shared it with my kids. I've done this. Like, it really is such a missing piece that the world needs and so many modalities need. Now, if you're interested in our level 2 is more of our human development training. And this is still being built out and is kind of a living, breathing training. So there's already, I think, 8 modules in there, but there are more that will be added in as we keep growing. And this is more talking about like, I really have, when I say I've developed a whole new industry, I really have. Like, this is a whole new understanding of how humans operate and how we work and all sorts of really cool parts, because we really aren't quite understanding how we operate emotionally. This is very new to us, our emotions, right? We've figured out our anatomy. Like, we got that down. We figured out our math. We figured out so many things, but we really we're just scratching the surface on the emotions. And so the human development is a lot more about like actually how we are functioning as humans. It's also a lot about really creating a truly safe space for your client base. So it's a lot about understanding codependency and how not to do it. It's a lot about learning other techniques and how they can add in to this modality. And like I said, and then it's a lot about human development and how we actually work so that this life gets easier. Right now, this life is hard for a lot of us, but it's hard for a lot of us, not actually because it's hard, but because we've just created and constructed a whole bunch of stuff that's just like not helpful to us at all. And it was helpful to us when we were in the procreation, production and survival stage, but we're moving into a new stage. And a lot of you are here to really be the bridge to this new stage, to really help people come over to this new place. And in order to do that, you need all the tools that you need. And this is one of them. And so level 1 really teaches you the rapid relief technique and how to use it with clients. Level 2 takes you deeper into your own human development, your own understanding of the world, of the human experience, of how we operate as humans, and really how to do that. That's also the training we require to come work for our company. So we actually hire our practitioners to work inside of our membership and to do the calls with our people who need one-to-ones. And so level 2 is that the certification we require. We just need you squeaky clean by the time you guys come in and work for us, and really understanding the relationship between client and human at that point. Let's see. Let me go right here. I have used RT, work with my craniosacral, work on my kids, life changing. Yes, I apologize late. And if I missed this answer on a work meeting, I couldn't get out. I'm wondering if people need to have an official certification or something. I coach people through life-threatening chronic illness. Like, do we integrate something like that? I feel the level 2 will serve me, since it's way more than just RRT, right? You help bring light to how to heal. This is my main. Yeah, level 2 is very much, a lot about really. Level 2 is one of these things where I keep telling Melissa, I'm like, I need to learn how to talk about this because it's so amazing, but I'm just like, it's just so amazing. Just do it. Like, that's how I feel. That's what I feel like I want to say with level 2. It's almost like not tangible, because it's really just this holistic understanding of humaning and how to heal and help humans.
I think it really changes how you as an individual relates to other humans, other people around you, whether it's in a professional setting, like you're a practitioner, you're a therapist, you're doing some type of client movement work, or even just in how you function day to day. Like, personally, knowing what I know about human development and humans and our human behavior, it has changed how I parent. It's changed my leadership. It's changed how I show up in my relationships and my friendships, because it just helps you understand on a very deep level what makes humans tick, what makes them do what they do. And from my personal experience, when you can see that, it's like the mirage is lifted. Like you're no longer seeing people for their triggers. You learn how to see them at their soul, and it allows you to connect with them deeper if you want to connect with them deeper. And it also allows you to be like, I don't think I want you in my life. Thank you. Next. It really allows you to see people for clearly who they are, where they're at in their life. And it is so powerful to be able to see that like at the snap of your fingers if you're working in a client relationship, and it really helps you just get more fulfillment out of the people in your life on a personal level as well.
Yeah. And if you want to help people understand that more about themselves, then yes, level 2 is another one where we've had a lot of people just take it just because like, they're like, I just want this for myself, and have really gained such massive up leveling just from taking that course. It's a good one. It's a good one.
I also wanted to go back to Libby's question. I answered it in the chat, but the chat won't have the replay. Or sorry, the chat won't have the replay. The replay won't have the chat. And she was asking, do you need any certification to actually enter into our level 1 certification? You don't need any prerequisite training to enter into the certification. You don't need to already be like a therapist. You don't need a bachelor's degree. You don't need anything like that. When you enter into our certification program, we take you through everything you need. You will get the foundation as a prerequisite, and that is a requirement of certification, but it is not a requirement of entering the certification program.
Right. You can do it while you're going through the certification. So level 1 is not basically the foundation. The foundation needs to be done before you're certified. So like some of you who are already in our world that have done like the foundation, like you'll be a couple steps ahead because you've already gone through that. Although we do recommend like going back through it because it's just so good. Yeah, so you've already done the foundation, so you're good. So level 1 now will be the actual certification program for you. And then we will probably likely, as you go through it, we'll have those moments where we're like, Libby, we're going to need you to go back to module 4 because you'll be in a practice session and you'll have something come up and then they'll be like, go ahead back there. And so it's kind of cool where you can really utilize the work and continue to move through it. But yeah, that's where some of you who have been in our world, you get a little leg up because you've already kind of done the work. But if you're brand new to us, you still have plenty of time to move through it, go through it. Most people do the foundation while they're doing the certification kind of course. And it just kind of helps navigate you and do it, in a way that really benefits you in the biggest way possible. I will tell you our prices for it. We've actually, shocker, reduced our prices. I feel like you never hear people say that in these coaching worlds, but I was like, I feel like people need to be in here, like, come on. And so we've tried to make our payment plans a little bit longer and stuff. If pay in full is not is not something that's available to you right now. Our level 1 is $2,000, right? $2,000 pay in full. It is $197 a month for 12 months. I'm like, as I asked Melissa to like send this to me.
I don't know. You asked me to send it to you before the call. $197 a month for 12 months.
Okay, so $2,000 pay in full for level 1 or $197 a month for 12 months. And then if you want to do level 1 and level 2 together, that's $4,500 pay in full or $197 a month for 24 months. So payment plans or the pay in full will get a little bit of discount with the pay in full, which is always nice, but these are our best prices we've really had for level 1 and 2 together in a long time. And it's really just because we can feel where we're going. We can feel where the world's going. I like sit here sometimes and see the things happening in this world. And I'm like, more people need to have this tool. More people need to understand it. And I want to make the entry point, available to more people. So Melissa dropped the link. You can go check out our page there that has the information, that has, the prices on there. If you have any questions, Ask us. We're going to start next week. We'll kick off this next round. Obviously we would like you to join by next week so we can kind of have everybody available for the intro call. If not, like, we'll probably give a week or two, leeway, but eventually it will close because we like to have everybody doing it together. Like I said, it makes it a little bit easier. And then I can't say when we will open it again. Like, we're very sometimes fly by the seat of our
I hate
pants.
when we say it because
then I will
she'll be like, actually, no, we're not doing it yet.
I will change my mind, which is what happens. And then Melissa's like, okay, I get that you want to change your mind, but we also announced
We've
to
made commitments to
people that it would be opening at this time. So what do you want to do now? So yeah, but I have a group. I'm starting to support young moms. Would I be able to use RRT with these moms as a group as I'm learning? Yes, we actually encourage you guys, as you're in the process of being certified, to go out and use it with your clients as you feel comfortable, because then you can come back with questions and be like, so this happened, what do I do? And we just ask you to like, let them know, like, you're in the process of learning
in
this.
training.
You're in training. So if like, something happens, you can be like, hold on, let me ask somebody about that. And they're not like, well, what do you mean ask something? Don't you know how to do this? And we make sure that we hold that integrity with them. But yeah, you are 100% able to start using it as you enter the certification, which I think, like I said, is super powerful, because the best learning happens in the doing of it. Right. In the doing of it, in the tripping and falling and going, wait, does this work? And learning in that regards. And then we're there to really support you. And we have our own network, which those who are in our membership already know, but we're available all the time. If not for the Q&A calls and the practice sessions, you can just post on there like Facebook, but we're our own network. And then we can just respond right in there. So we're very available to you guys for questions and things like that. I would say usually within like 12 hours, I feel like, as long as it's not like you're posting at 3 a.m. But
like I try and get our customer support team to like max 24 hours, but it's usually quite a bit faster. On a weekend or a long weekend in the summer where the team is a little thin, and if there's a bunch of questions that come in, it can take longer, but like we're pretty connected to everything that's going on. Sabrina asked, is the foundation work included in level 1 or level 1-2, or is this additional?
It's included. Yeah, like you get that. So when you sign up for the certification, you're going to get, if you sign up for level 1, you're going to get a year in our membership. So we have this amazing membership where you get all of our courses, including the foundation. You get access to our daily dose, which is the live thing I do every morning to help inspire you, to get you going. We have the breathwork sessions. You get access to all that for a year with level 1. You get access to all that for 2 years if you do level 1 and level 2. You also will get lifetime access just to the foundation. So not to like everything in the membership, but you get lifetime access to that course, just because like sometimes you need to come back to that. Like you're just like I even come back to my own work. Like sometimes I like crack myself up. Like I'm like, hold on, what's that course what's that module I did back in there? I'm like, I need to listen to this. I need to pull my head out of my ass. I need to listen to what I told everybody and get myself back there. And so we give you that lifetime access. And then we do have, once you complete your year or your 2 years, we do have a lower rate for you guys to stay in the membership with us, which a lot of our practitioners do. Oh yay, Libby's in her 2nd year. Yeah, a lot of our membership people, you guys they stay for a long time. They're in there. It's a good time. So yeah, you do get that for free with your certification. So yay. And if you do, if you are somebody who's in our membership and you've paid and you've done this, like just email support about that, because they'll figure out the payment stuff, right, Melissa? Like if they paid for a year in the membership and they want to upgrade to the certification.
Well, yeah, your year just gets extended.
Yeah.
So if you're paid for a year and you're like 6 months in, and then you do the certification program, then you get a year and a half in the membership. So it just gets tacked on. We just ask that you email us. We try and watch to see like who came in, do they have a membership or not? We try and make it all happen like magic on the back end. But I can tell you from experience, when we get the question a year later, it's not fun going back and being like, oh, right, in 2019, they did do that, our bad. So it's just always nice to just shoot us an email, and then we just make sure all of our records are updated appropriately.
And everything's integrated and it all works seamlessly.
Yeah.
All right. So any questions? Anything? No? All right. Well, thank you, beautiful humans, for joining us. I hope I get to see all of you in our certification, plus those who are watching this on replay. We already have had a couple people join
We
us.
had like 5 or 6 people join us just in this past week. So we're getting some new blood, and it's always fun having new blood, new experiences, new perspectives. I'm not as immersed in it as everyone else on the team, but Matt, like, it's really cool. Our certification program, as a person who's not necessarily entrenched in the certification program, I can say that what each of you bring to the program just makes the program better. Like, we look at different people that serve different communities and what their feedback is and what their experience is, and we're like, oh, okay, we haven't done this area justice quite yet, or we need to develop this further, or this is really good feedback, or this is where people are struggling or getting hung up, i.e. not completing it, or things like that we always want to make it better. And this isn't just you guys are a number. We really want to know you as humans and how your experience and your perspective makes all of humanity better. And I think that, like, with Hey You Human, is just something so unique that as we get bigger, I don't think that that's ever going to get lost, because it's about humans, and we can't know all humans unless we get the opportunity to serve all different types of humans. And so it's such a privilege to watch you guys go through it. You guys help us as much as we help you.
Yeah. All right, guys. I know I'm excited for everything Hey You Humans up to too. I think it's up to more than I even know about yet. So yay. All right, guys. I will see you all later.